former Vice President Joe Biden has been elected President of the United States. He is President-elect Joseph Robinette Biden.
And there he is, bounding onto the stage.
He's just done a lot of things that make me feel sick inside.
Like, obviously, he's not the person that I wanted in office.
You know, the day after the election, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that this man is still problematic. So it's very
Black NYU students aren't thrilled about President-elect Joe Biden, but say he's the lesser of two evils. Throughout the 2020 election, Biden had the support of most African Americans, but Black Gen Z voters revealed that he wasn't their ideal candidate.
He is just another old white dude, and I feel like been there, done that. Like, he's okay. It's what we needed to get Trump out of office, so like, I'm all here for it.
Now that Biden's been elected, young Black voters are concerned about his stances on key issues, namely the handling of COVID-19, the economy, and especially racism in the U.S. Concerning the virus, NYU senior Eden Gonsalves worries that Biden's plan for national contact tracing won't be enough to stop the spread.
I don't necessarily think that free testing is the most important thing. I think the most important thing is stopping the spread, which is enforcing another quarantine. And the only way to truly make another quarantine successful is if people have the money to be able to stay home.
like things should have been done way beforehand, and I think we should have been shut down way longer because the way cases are rising up in New York is a bit ridiculous right now.
The students are more optimistic about Biden's plans to raise minimum wage.
The cost of living in literally everywhere is ridiculous. It's unsustainable.
That sounds great if he actually does it.
You don't think he'll actually do it?
Lots of people make a lot of promises during elections and don't follow through.
But across the board, students are dissatisfied on Biden's plan to solve racism through economic and social programs that support minorities. They say throwing money at the problem won't be enough to solve it.
I don't really see exactly how money's going to solve racism. I'm wondering where his head is there.
We've been told that he's going to do these things for minorities, but I'm just interested to see what the plans are and what these programs exactly are. Because, we've seen some of these welfare programs put in place in the past, and they actually not really help Black people. We can talk about affirmative action for one.
His vice president is a cop, so I feel like that says enough.
Vice President-elect Kamala Harris is seen as a pioneer for being the first Black, South Asian, and female vice president-elect in America. But Black Gen Z voters are still concerned with her policy stances on crime. What are your feelings towards Kamala Harris?
Her place as a cop and on the board and all those things like that are very questionable. And then also too, with her being Vice President Joe Biden, when she kind of condemned him about a lot of things in the past.
She's done a lot of questionable things that I don't support, and also that makes me uncomfortable, putting trans people in the wrong prisons like that.
Somebody's stance on things like crime, on things like prison reform, on things like mass incarceration do not change in an instant. And I feel like both of them are band-aids to a really big gashing wound.
In the 2020 election, Biden had the support of most Black voters, but Black Gen Z students still take issue with most of his policies. Will Biden manage to exceed their expectations? For the TV News Beat, I'm Elise Simon.